Hi, we're here at the Telemanagement Forum's Management World in Dublin, and the overriding theme of the entire event here has been innovation. Innovation in services, innovation in business models, innovation in technology, and we're here with Michael O'Hara from the GSMA and Pat McCarthy from Telcordia. It's the opening day. What's been your initial impression of the event and the topic of innovation?
Well, I think it's been a great event, Jim, honestly. A fabulous first day here, and obviously thanks to Pat for bringing me along. I think from my perspective, it's great to see the Telemanagement Forum starting to think about services and how services really get deployed, particularly in the mobile world. It's easy for us marketeers to come up with these ideas and say these are the cool services that are going to work, but we really need the brains of the people that are at this forum to get involved and make that a reality. So yeah, I don't know what you think though.
Yeah, we were thinking about bringing more marketing people into the TM Forum, and it's really exciting to see that happen. You know, from the keynotes this morning, to have Michael at the keynote at our session innovation, and you know, it's been fantastic to be able to talk about services and what the services that are really going to make a difference in markets, whether it's in Europe or in markets like India, like I was talking about in my session.
Michael, you know, you did your talk earlier today, and the numbers don't lie. If you look at what's happening in communications and you look at what's happening in mobile, I mean, you obviously come to the conclusion that that seems to be where all the innovation is happening. Not that there isn't innovation anywhere else, but if you had to tick off the top 2 or 3 things that you would say, this is why and where mobile is leading the innovation race, what would those be?
Well, but I think you're spot on. Just to pick up on that point, there's 1.5 billion fixed lines, right? There are 5 billion going on 6 billion mobile connections. So mobile will connect the world, and everything we think about, we really got to think on that scale around mobile. I think there's a few things that really kind of stand out for us. Obviously the rollout of mobile broadband, getting to speeds that now match DSL type connectivity using fixed lines is really important, and huge investment from the operator community, something like $70 billion last year, just investing in that technology. The rollout of services, we call it Mobile 360, where you surround consumers with services that use the key assets of the operators to enhance traditional web services is a massive trend for us. And then I'd say the third area, I call it Mobile 50 billion, how we start to embed mobile in everything in our lives and how that really changes the way we work and play and think about our lives.
I was going to follow up on that. I mean, to most people, if you say mobile, they think their phone, or the smartphone. But as you say, embedding it in all kinds of devices, I mean, we've seen the tablets take off. Right. So what's your perspective on the device, you know, so mobile equals phone to mobile equals a broad array of devices?
Yeah, no, and it's going there, and it's really based on the module prices coming down to what I would say are acceptable levels, so you can now start to enhance every device. Glenn Laurie at AT&T said there isn't a device out there that can't be enhanced by mobile connectivity, and maybe we can think of 1 or 2, but I think that concept is certainly valid. So putting it in health monitors can just generate huge savings. Putting it in utility meters and the whole concept of smart grids to save money, absolutely key. As you mentioned, consumer electronics, absolutely key. Transportation's another great area where we can do smart destination management. All of these things really give great opportunities for service providers to expand from 5-6 billion to 50 billion connections, and then find ways to make money out of those services.
One of the other topics, obviously, that always comes up in an event like this is cloud. What are you hearing, Pat, in terms of cloud and mobile working, you know?
Well, there's obviously a lot of focus on cloud as regards enterprise services and getting service providers to have a stronger role in monetizing and bringing those services to the market. I think those service providers are going to be in a much more complicated arrangement as regards business models, so it's not just going to be use the service and pay for it on a monthly bill. There's going to be new business models, and people are going to be looking at how they're going to actually get those business models happen. We heard in the session this afternoon that the single biggest challenge that people are looking for is how can I monetize and how can I get access to the charging environment of service providers. You know, in the catalyst down below, the service delivery broker that we're showing at the TM Forum, we're showing ways of how you can actually make those services available as cloud services, and actually not just charge for them, but actually how can you actually take that video that's being given to the customer, but give it at the speed and the quality of service that they need to have a really good experience, and make it happen seamlessly and simple. If it happens, then that's the kind of services that will be compelling to people if they can see it at the right price point, but a service that really makes a difference. And it's got to work, it's got to scale. I think that's the biggest challenges of cloud, is really scaling, making it reliable, and being able to monetize these new services.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, exposing capabilities into the cloud. I mean, everyone picks on billing, but connection profiles, messaging type services, all of these becoming available will allow people, developers, just to go and do more compelling things, and that's good for all of us, right? Make a few dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the challenge is moving beyond the sort of, smartphones have touched on it, but moving beyond communicative-like services. I mean, certainly entertainment is a huge one. And who knows, I mean, you hear things about mobile health monitors that people would wear. I mean,
absolutely.
The whole mobile car environment, accidents notwithstanding, as people try and program their phones when they drive, but other than that, I mean, it really does seem that the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, healthcare costs are 10 to 15% of a country's GDP in developed markets. So huge benefits if you can actually cut down doctors' visits, get patient compliance. So even simple messages, the concept of an embedded pill bottle where the cap glows to tell you when to take your drugs, all of these things can just squeeze huge cost out of the healthcare system. Innovative use of mobile, and a way for everyone to profit.
So one thing I'd to add is that we're talking this afternoon about new markets for the TM Forum to be looking at. It's very exciting to see some of these service providers come from India and Africa, and really changing the profile of the TM Forum here in Dublin. It's really exciting, and some of the services that they're talking about there and ramping up, there's over 700 million subscribers now in India. So some of the real big scale challenges that exist in the telecom industry, we can learn from markets like India, like China, like Africa, because these are the guys who are really leading the way as regards the future of this industry.
Absolutely, because in some respects they've had the advantage of they didn't have a massive legacy base to worry about and transition and all that. I mean, it's close to a greenfield environment, so in some cases they can go out and just buy the latest, greatest technology, and not have to deal with a lot of the other historical baggage that, say, you might find in a more developed, kind of saturated sort of market.
Yeah, and also legacy business models, because they don't think the way traditionally the traditional business models in telecom are. They're ready for the new, and I think if we're going to make cloud and machine to machine and new service models, we have to be ready for the new as well.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be new business models, and the guys who differentiate are the guys who are going to win. And we kind of believe that that's really all about delivering the potential of telecom.
Gentlemen, I thank you for taking a few moments out of your time, and certainly thank you for coming and speaking and participating here in Dublin at Management World.